Welcome everyone. Myself Ashish Venkatesh Prabhugaonkar, Assistant Professor at DCT's Dhempe College of Arts and Science. This module is for program Bachelor of Science, second year, subject Botany, semester 3, course code BOS 101, course title Floriculture. Title of this unit is Role of Plant Growth Regulators and Fertilizers. In this module, we are going to study fertilizers and manures. Outline in this module, we are going to learn fertilizers and manures. And at the end of this module, we should be able to explain about role fertilizers and manures play in floriculture. Fertilizers is a human-made synthetic or a natural substance that can be added to the soil to improve its fertility and increase the productivity. Manures are fertilizers which are organic in nature and made up of natural material. They are obtained by decaying plant and animal waste that can be applied to the soil to enhance its fertility. They are composed of plant material such as peat moss, bones, seaweed, animal dung, etc. They also carry beneficial microorganisms. Inorganic fertilizers, on the other hand, are industrially manufactured chemicals having higher nutrient content than organic manures. They are artificially synthesized having higher nutrient content than organic manures, and they have guaranteed minimum percentage of combination of a plant nutrient or a single plant nutrient. They generally dissolve in water and are used by plant instantly when they are added to the soil, giving instant benefits. Criteria for an element to be called essential for plant growth are in absence of which the plant is unable to complete normal life cycle, or a nutrient that is part of the essential metabolic reaction in a plant. There are 17 most important nutrients for plants. Plant must obtain these for their normal growth and completion of life cycle. In this, the macronutrients which are obtained from air are carbon, oxygen, hydrogen. Primary macronutrients are for the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium which are obtained from soil. Secondary and tertiary nutrients are calcium, sulfur, magnesium. Micronutrient or trace minerals which are also obtained from soil and water are iron, boron, chlorine, manganese, zinc, copper, molybdenum and nickel. Nutrient deficiency of any of these nutrients result in stunted growth, deformed growth, discoloration of the plant, distress in the plant that results in decrease in the yield, even death of the plant. Further, nutrient deficiency may result in higher risk of pathogen, wilting, chlorosis, brown spotting and higher chances of damage from frost and heat. Nitrogen deficiency most often result in stunted growth, slow growth in the plant, reduction in chlorophyll, that is chlorosis. Excess of nitrogen, on the other hand, results in abundant vegetative growth, which reduces or delays the flowering time and yield. Phosphorus deficiencies, the leaves may become denatured and show the sign of death. Occasionally, leaves may appear purple from an accumulation of higher anthocyanin. Potassium deficiency may cause necrosis, interveinal chlorosis. Boron deficiency affects seed yield, and pollen fertility are very common in laterite soil. So different kind of deficiencies are faced in different kind of soil also. A plant with zinc deficiency may have leaves on the top of each other due to reduced internodal expansion. And industrial farming, where intense cropping is done, this deficiency is very common. Various other nutrients also show various signs and symptoms which can be read. Generally, weathering of minerals and mineralization of organic matter makes nutrient available to plants. All the nutrient present in the soil may not be available for the absorption by the plant. Availability of the nutrient is influenced by several external and internal factors like chemical nature of the nutrient, pH of the soil strata where they are present, or root nature of the plant root also affect availability of the nutrient to the plant. Nutrient added to the soil are lost either by leaching, runoff, volatilization, fixation in the soil, consumption of the weeds. Hence, the plants are not able to utilize the nutrients often. Various measures such as neem or tar coated urea, which slows down the release of nitrogen, are adapted to reduce wastage of fertilizers and increase its efficiency. Coming to organic manures, they are preferred source as they improve soil tilth, aeration, water holding capacity and activity of microorganism in soil, which makes a nutrient available to the plant. There are two types of organic manure: bulky organic manures. These are green manures of leguminous and non-leguminous crops. Farmyard manure, that is animal dung and other organic matter. Compost of plant waste, post-harvest processing waste, which can be utilized as organic manures and to make compost. Concentrated organic manures deal with cakes of oil extraction such as neem, coconut, castor, groundnut cakes. Other organic concentrated manures are fish meal, bone meal, which have higher concentration of nutrient than the bulky organic manures. Vermicompost is compost prepared using earthworm culture. They have higher macro and micronutrients and they are beneficial to plant, and they also improve microbial activity of the soil. Biofertilizers are emerging as important organic manures. These are inputs containing microorganisms capable of making available a particular plant nutrient from soil, which are otherwise non-usable by the plants. They also have additional benefit of controlling harmful organisms. Examples of biofertilizer are rhizobium for nitrogen, mycorrhiza for making available phosphorus to the plant. Fertigation is a method of fertilizer application in which the fertilizer is incorporated in irrigation water in drip irrigation system. In this method, liquid fertilizer or water soluble fertilizers are used. The availability of nutrient is very high in this method, so less fertilizers are required. Further, fertilizers can be given as a foliar spray also. Hydroponics is a method for growing plants in water nutrient solution without use of nutrient rich soil. It allows researchers and home growers to grow the plants in a controlled environment. The most common artificial nutrient solution used is Hoagland solution. There are many more such solutions available now also, and this makes industrial farming possible. Integrated nutrient management is a concept of using organic manures, biofertilizers and chemical fertilizers, for the slow release fertilizers, nutrient efficient rootstocks or hybrid varieties to achieve maximum and sustainable yield from a cropping system. Some tips for application of fertilizers and manures to floriculture crops. Soil testing is recommended practice to identify deficient nutrient in a particular location. The dosage of nutrient varies from soil types and climate as well. So expert opinion should be taken. Recommended fertilizer dose for a crop should be followed. Basic manuring with bulky organic matter has to be done before planting to improve soil tilt and soil fertility. After establishment as well as immediately after pruning, both organic and inorganic fertilizers are applied. It has been reported that monthly application is better for healthy growth and flowering rather than the single dose application. Nitrogenous fertilizers like urea are specially applied in split doses as they are released faster and they deplete faster in the environment. For optimum growth, care should be taken that the deficient micronutrients are found out and they are provided. These are my references.